Good evening, sports family. Welcome. Second Scheming right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. The trade deadline has come and gone. We are on the horizon of the NFL preseason. College football is getting close. A lot going on, a lot to talk about. Two great guests joining. Get those drinks ready, those snacks ready, and saddle up. Because Second Scheming starts right now. And a good Tuesday evening to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome to episode number 4 of Second Scheming right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. I am your host, Big Mike. Be hanging out with you for the next hour or so. So whether you're tuning in live or on the replay, cannot thank you enough. Hope your week is off to a great start. Hopefully it's off to a much better start than mine is. I've been fighting this cold bug thing, whatever the bleep you want to call it. But I'm going to power through. Got some warm tea here, a few cough drops. We're going to get through this. No worries at all. But as I said in the intro, we'll talk a little trade deadline is come and gone. We'll discuss some of that. Preseason's upon us, so dabble a little bit NFL. Talk a little college football in there too, I think, and everything in between. So going to be a fun show as always. Like I mentioned, we've got a couple great insiders joining me tonight. But before we get into that, as you know, we got to give some love to our great sponsors. So let's hear from Planet Jerky. The jerky, it's on a whole nother planet, and Vital Apparel. And we'll come back on the other side and dive right in. You have tuned in to Second Scheming right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, Single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Rise and shine. It's 4 a.m. The stars are still out. The sun is beneath the horizon, but it's time to punch in and go to work. The comfort of your warm-ups turns into the grinding out of your reps as the clinking and the clanking of the plates create a symphony of euphoria. There's no other feeling like it. Earn it, burn it, and take what's yours. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. Go hard, take part in your iron therapy, and be strong. Because when your mental health is as strong as you are, there's no telling how far you'll go.
All right, welcome back. Once again, thank you to our great sponsors, Planet Jerky and Vital Apparel. Before we get into the good stuff here, if you would be so kind, I'm on the old X platform. I know a lot of people still call it Twitter and probably always will, but I'm also the Indiana Insider for IE Sports Radio. So you can follow the show page or the insider page rather at IESR_Indiana. You can also follow me, my personal account at the Chill Mike. And I'm also on TikTok at chill.mike7. If you're watching live, man, bring those comments in. You're such a huge part of this. So it makes this show so much fun. And with that being said, let's welcome our IESR insiders. First and foremost, this guy had so much fun on the debut episode of Second Scheming. He was dying to come back, or he felt bad for me. I'm not sure which. But we're going to bring him back in here because, you know, he does such a great job and he's covered so much stuff for us. So welcome back, Josh Ritter. How the heck are you?
I'm great. How are you, Mike? Glad to be back.
Hey, doing well, man. Like the hat, by the way.
First place.
There you go. First place.
Let's go.
Let's go. Real quick, where can we find you and your content, my friend?
On X, you can find me at Josh Ritter 13, and I'm working on building a TikTok following, Josh.Ritter 57 in TikTok, and I post all my videos there and on X. So yeah, come find me and we'll talk some sports.
Absolutely. I'd recommend giving him a follow. He's good dude to chat with, knows his stuff. So definitely give him a follow. So with that, we're gonna welcome our second guest and our final guest this evening. So just be the three of us this week, but that's all right. I'm excited for this one though, because this is the first time I've actually got to do any kind of a content with him. So this guy does everything, man. He's SoCal Insider, Midweek Mania. He knows more about volleyball than you do. And I've probably missed about 18,000 things he does for IU Sports Radio, but I will let him share that with you. But for the first time, Taryn Rodriguez, what's up, my friend?
Hey, Mike. Thank you for having me on. It feels great to be on for the first time on Second and Scheming, and I appreciate it. It was a long time coming.
Long time coming, man. Hey, before we dive in, where can the people here find you and your content?
You can find me on X at Taryn Rodriguez 1. You can also find my volleyball content Set Point on X as well at set_point.ie and on Instagram at set_point.iesr. And you could also follow at IESR_SoCal. That's where you can find my SoCal content. Need to get back on that, especially since there's been quite a bit happening in terms of the SoCal world, like Kyron Williams getting an extension and whatnot. So, yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, these comments are flowing in. So, of course, Larry B is always going to chime in because, that's what he's going to do. He's the man. And then always got to give, we got a few more jumping in here. Oh, yeah. Brian. It's our New England Insider. He's always listening. So thank you very much for tuning in. And my boy George tuning in. Big Mike. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody who's tuning in here, man. Well, just for those who are not familiar, we go through a variety of topics. Have a lot of fun at it. We'll get our insiders' takes. And we'll have a lot of fun with this, right? So get this comment up here because my computer's being all funny here at the moment. We'll keep that going. There we go.
Oh, sorry, I clicked it off for you.
I appreciate that. It was like my finger was freezing. So anyway, back to content here. So we'll have some topics here. These guys will make some outstanding points as they always do, and you'll hear something along that line. And then you know what? There'll be ones that they'll say something like, "Oh, here's something about USC" or something like that. And I'll just again, this is why we have so much fun here. And here's the thing: they're going to make a great point about something. He'll make an awesome point about USC, and it'll be absolutely perfect. And I'll still do that, just because we're having fun here, and that's what it's all about. So, you guys ready?
Yep.
Let's do it.
All right. So the first segment here. Take it or break it. So I mentioned at the intro, the trade deadline has come and passed. So let's start with this part of it. MLB trade deadline winner, the San Diego Padres. Taryn, I'm going to start with you. You take it or break it?
I would take it just because the Padres need to start obviously getting together. I feel they really need to bolster their roster in order to catch up to the likes of the Dodgers. They're only 3 games back, so I think being the winner of the trade deadline, I don't think the trade deadline couldn't have come at a better time. I know they kind of took a loss to the Diamondbacks, but they definitely have that potential now. And honestly, they're in a much better position than San Francisco, because everyone was hyping San Francisco and the whole Devers trade. But look at what San Francisco's done. They are now under 500, whereas the Padres, like I said, they're only 3 games back of the Dodgers, and they are in a prime position. I think people tend to forget that this Padres team didn't have any expectations coming into this season, but now they're turning heads and whatnot. And I'm for the Padres just finding ways to try to get on the Dodgers' coattails. And we all got to remember that the Padres nearly beat the Dodgers. They were 1 game away from advancing to the NLCS, but unfortunately, it just wasn't meant to be. So I think the Padres are getting closer and closer, and winning the trade deadline really helped them out.
Good stuff. Josh, I think I know where you're heading on this one, but I'm going to maybe you'll surprise me. What do you think, man?
I'm going to break it, but not fully break it. I'm going to crack it because I do like what the Padres did. I think that might put them in a position to compete with the Dodgers. I don't think they're going to pass the Dodgers, but they'll compete with them. But I really love what the Seattle Mariners did, getting Suarez and Naylor at the deadline. They leaned in to their offense. They've already got Cal Raleigh on a historic pace with home runs. And you know what? They just went for it in a small market, and I love it. And so if you're going to tell me who the biggest winner is, it's going to be Seattle. But I do love what the Padres did. So I'm not hedging my bets because I do break it because Seattle really was the big winner of the trade deadline. But I do also love what the Padres did. And honestly, a Mariners-Padres World Series, for my sake, who doesn't love the big markets that can just take advantage
that
of it.
That would feed families.
Payrolls would be awesome. So I'm down with that.
No, so I'm kind of with you on that one because I do like what the Padres did. I really do. I think that puts them in a very good position. I also like what the Phillies did as well, to be fair. But Justin, with you, I think Edge goes to Seattle. But look, we can have this conversation here in 2 or 3 weeks, and it could completely change based upon how this next few weeks go in the season, right? I mean, Mariners have a pretty, favorable schedule coming up for the next week and a half. So you would hope they don't chuck that away. But if they do, then oh crap, then what was it for? So
everyone talked about how great the Yankees trade deadline was, and then they got swept by the Marlins. So you never know.
Exactly right. So with that said, real quick, we have a surprise last-minute guest here, so we're going to bring him in. It is the one and only Larry B, of course. Larry B, what is going on?
What's going on, guys? Hey, I heard you needed another guest, so I said, hell, I'm here. So,
Hey.
Why not,
More the merrier, man. More the merrier. Welcome aboard. Well, real quick, man, you take it or break it, Padres being the winner of the trade deadline?
I take it. Screw it. And you know what? They did what they had to do, right? Is it going to pay off? We'll find out. I mean, odds makers sharply improved Padres World Series odds. I know I saw that in an article earlier, and they already had one of the best bullpens. Now, I mean, it's awesome. Now that they're more strengthened, they address offensive needs. O'Haron, Furman, Laureano. I like what they did. Caveats, interestingly enough, I mean, they surrendered Leo DeVry, but overall, I mean, consider the top prospect in baseball. I don't know. I mean, overall, screw it. He had to pay a price somewhere, right? Regardless, I think they did pretty well. Let's see what they do, man. The Padres are a team that they want to be so competitive, and every year it's just they're not. So, I mean, they can be, but something horrible happens every year. Maybe they did enough to actually make them get over that hump finally, or maybe they're just going to look like crap again. I don't know.
Yeah, well, he said time will tell, right? They're not terribly far, to Terrence's point, behind the Dodgers, but still plenty of baseball to be played, right? So who knows? I mean, we could change this in a couple of weeks. But real quick, bonus round on that topic. Larry, I'll start with you. How about the biggest loser?
Oh no! Do we got time for that?
Oh yeah, we got time for that.
Oh man. Okay. Let me think. The Cubs. I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? Expected to buy or sell aggressively, but mostly stood still. Missed opportunities. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Fans were pissed.
Fans were livid.
I love it. Boston. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. SoCal guy. Look, despite a thin rotation and serious morale hopes, they had no major moves. What the hell are you doing? Are you trying to compete with the Yankees or are you trying to be a little brother? I mean, what's your problem? The biggest criticism is they didn't trade for a starter despite needing one, or for players like Kenley Jansen while his value was still high. So with that, the Guardians, they sold off significant talent. They I don't know. That's me. They kind of fell apart. The Angels, because the Angels are on every loser list just because. I mean, they did little despite being out of the race. Regardless, and obviously, I don't even know if this is considered a winner or a loser or just somebody who shouldn't be in the MLB anymore. The Rockies, you did nothing again, even though you still suck. You just showed that
there's no help there.
Yeah, I know. I know it's kind of like going to kill your career, right? But at the end of the day, you just continued to show that you're okay and complacent with sucking, and that's where you're okay with being at the moment. Sorry.
Josh, what do you think, man? Is our biggest loser, especially the contenders?
I mean, the Yankees, obviously their additions did not help very much. And also, you got to look at the Tampa Bay Rays in a super competitive AL East. They did nothing. And the Blue Jays got better, and they did nothing. So, I mean, the AL East contenders that did not add smart players didn't work out for them because that is the most competitive division in baseball, and you got to keep up.
Yep. Taryn, what do you got? What do you think? Was their biggest loser?
I think it would probably be the Cubs, the Twins, or the Red Sox. I think they didn't do much in terms of adding to their roster, and I feel that that's big for Chicago because Chicago kind of, if they want to contend, they want to get that NL Central back, they had to basically try to add and bolster their roster to try to keep up with the Brewers. I know the Brewers didn't do ultimately that much, but honestly, the Brewers are still in a better position. They have usurped the best record in the league, which I think is quite impressive. I don't think many expected the Brewers to have the best record in the league at this point. I would think that many would probably say the Dodgers or the Yankees or whatnot, but the Brewers have just really surprised everyone for the better. Yeah. So I think for the Brewers, I think for the Cubs, they were the biggest loser. And then the Brewers, even though they didn't do much, they were semi a loser, but not too much.
Yeah, for me, I think it's the Cubs. I mean, it feels like, and this is what you hear from all their fans too, it's why can't they just act like a big market team? And you got the Brewers who are just doing what the Brewers do. Year in and year out. They just when you think they're done, they're oh, they're not going to keep doing this. Oh, here they are again.
How about that 16 runs this weekend? I'm sorry. That was crazy.
If you go by the standings right now, the World Series, if the standings were the way they are today, Brewers, Blue Jays, World Series, you would not expect that 4 months ago.
No.
Nope.
I'm low-key pulling for the Brewers right now. Because the Dodgers are upsetting me in ways I don't even understand right now. I'm not even sure how I'm so upset at them. I guess I am. It's kind of weird. But yeah, I'm really, if there's got to be somebody, come on. In the Blue Jays, this team, I can go on this forever, so I'm going to stop. But that would be a fun World Series.
No, it would. It would. No doubt about it. All right, we'll move on to the next segment here. I changed this name up a bit because in the past few episodes we've done the 24-second shot clock just because it's been basketball themed. But I thought I'd change it. We're gonna go 40-second play clock because we're talking a little football here real quick. And yes, Larry, we know to watch 3 and Out every week. We know
this Saturday, Larry and I are back.
Yep.
And we'll probably be dunking on Miami and maybe even Bishop Sycamore.
Hey, we all know at least the Bishop Sycamore will get one victory, and that's the Raiders.
I had to make
you and not the Dolphins. We're good.
All right.
Okay, we're good with that.
Here's the question here. 40-second play clock here. Give me an NFL team that is not your team or a market you're covering that you could see being you could even say big surprise. We'll say a mild surprise based upon early feedback from training camp, maybe some pieces they've added. in the offseason. Give me a team that you think that could raise some eyebrows and lead that. Again, that's not your teams. We'll take our own biases out of it, which is easy for you, Larry, because that means we don't talk about the Raiders. So, Taryn, I'm going to start with you on that one.
I'll say the Commanders. I think Commanders have a lot of upside. Now, their offense is good. I feel their defense might be a little meh, and I know the whole Terry McLaurin thing is also a thing. But honestly, I think, Jaden Daniels is obviously going into the second season. I fear there might be a sophomore slump, but you got to remember that the whole NFC East trend where there's never a repeat champion. So until I see a repeat champion in the NFC East, I will be on the Washington train. I think also you're going to probably kill me for doing this in terms of saying this. Maybe Jacksonville, because I feel last year obviously was just rough. I knew it. I had a feeling. There it is. But the Jaguars can only go up from here on out. So I think the Jags can maybe show some improvement. And maybe the Bengals if they actually tune up their defense.
Okay. Yep. All right. Josh, what do you think?
Mike's not going to love me for this either. But my team is the Houston Texans.
I know.
Because, listen, DJ Stroud, he had a sophomore slump, right? He's not the quarterback that he was at the beginning of his rookie season. And he's not the quarterback that he was in his second season. But he's a really good quarterback. And he's going to learn. And you know what he doesn't have this year that's going to help him? That diva receiver Stephon Diggs, who is now in New England, who is going to mess up Drake May just like he messed up C.J. Stroud. Because Stephon Diggs hasn't known a quarterback that he can't completely mess up. So C.J. Stroud's free of all that BS.
Okay,
and he's going to get back to being the quarterback that he was, not necessarily like, top 5 quarterback in the league that everyone thought he was after his rookie season, because that was never real. That was just an anomaly. But he's a very good quarterback, and that team is very good. And they're I'm sorry, Mike, they're in a crap division.
Well, yeah, of course.
That's
the hope I have as a Colts fan.
They're going to be 11-6, 12-5. They're going to be a top 2 or 3 seed in the AFC. And C.J. Stroud is going to get back to everyone knowing who he is as a quarterback. And I'm excited to see it. I'm an AFC fan. Don't get me wrong. Like, I don't expect a lot from the Dolphins, so whatever. But, he's a good player. And people are going to remember that in 2025.
All right, Larry, what do you got?
Okay, so this is going to be pretty funny, I think, in my opinion. This would be very laughable, but it's because I want it so damn bad. That's why I want this. This is not like a personally, like I think it's going to happen. It's just that I want it to happen so bad, and I can actually back it up. The Chicago Bears. Why? Look, they're a dumpster fire. We know this. But look, I don't like Caleb Williams. I didn't like him when he was with us. Fight on. I'm sorry. I think he sucked. He wasn't that good. I will die on that hill. I've said it a million times. Hate me. Ask me if I give a crap. Taryn knows this because we had 3 and out all year. We hated him. We hated him together on the Trojans. It was great. Yeah. But let me say this. The Lions. Ooh, scary good. The Packers. I don't understand what the hell. That must be God's team because somehow, some way they suck and they're still good. I don't understand that. And then the damn Vikings. I mean, it's either JJ is good or he's bad. And guess what? That's what's gonna make that. So I would love to see the Bears be good. Because it would be a really fun NFC North. Look, Caleb Williams, okay, let's say he turns a corner. A revamped offense, you have DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Odunzi's there. Look, they have a pretty solid, who else do they have there? Andre Swift is still there. The offensive line has actually gotten a little bit better. The defense is quietly improving. They're a top 10 run defense from last year, which is crazy. I mean, obviously it's been good. And a couple more points I guess I could make here is, the division overall is just really fun. So maybe it's kind of like when you're in the gym lifting next to some big monsters. you kind of just put on more weight too because you're like, you know what I mean? You kind of like, I want to get on that level. So and then on last but not least, they're low expectations, man. The Bears look like they're going to be the laughing stock of the NFL under the Raiders right now. Or above the Raiders. So honestly, with all of that going together, let's just see. I would love to see. It's more of a personal wish, but let's see it, man. Let's see if the Bears do it. And the NFC North is really fun this year.
All good stuff, guys. Just to throw my hat in the ring here, I actually don't disagree with Taryn when he said the Bengals. I know the defense is going to be a little bit suspect. But, you can see this offense. They start, kind of getting back to Bengals form here. You could see them putting up just a crap ton of points. Yeah, and they may give up 35. But, they score 38. They may be all right. I mean, I've seen this as a Colts fan for years back in the day where no one could stop, barely anybody could stop the Colts offensively, but their defense couldn't stop statues. So I could see that. And then this is probably not really a huge surprise, but I think I wouldn't be surprised to see the Tampa Bay be just better. Better. And it's a blah division. I get it. It's the NFC South. I understand. But sorry, Josh.
No, I said Bucky. I love Bucky Irving. So no.
And that's kind of where I'm going with that. I think that piece there could just. I'm not saying they're going to win an NFC championship or anything like that, but I think it could just be a stronger team. So. Just throw my 2 cents in there. Real quick, guys, before we get into our first break, we'll get in. And I got a quick shout out to my Midwestern folk who were chiming in on the comments as you guys were giving all that love to Jacksonville and Houston. So appreciate that. So real quick before the break, we'll do our quick stock watch. So give me some player and or team with stock rising, stock declining. Boss man Larry B, I'm going to start with you. This is any sport. See the shining sea, man.
Oh man. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's say stock rising. The Raiders. I'm just kidding. I had all of you for like 2 seconds. I had all of you. Just kidding. Okay. We just said it a few minutes ago. Yeah, it's not the Raiders. It's not the Raiders. Hell no, it's not the Raiders. Don't buy that stock. You'll go broke. Okay, anyway. But okay, Milwaukee Brewers, guys, you're kicking ass. You're doing good. You're smacking around teams. The Nationals suck, but whatever. They're doing good. The Lynx, man, the Lynx are pretty good right now. The WNBA, I know, is something we kind of all don't really want to talk about too much right now, unfortunately. But you know what? A team that's pretty complete and they're playing well and they look pretty good on the court. Those guys, obviously the Commanders, I mean, they are just really looking good. I'm excited for them. But overall, I mean, I guess if you want to talk about, like the biggest teams that look pretty strong like that, I would have to say out of everybody, I'm going to go with the Brewers.
Yeah, let's go in. Josh, what do you got?
So I got 2 stock risings. First of all, Sophie Cunningham, stock rising. Love that woman. She's amazing. Like my favorite player in the WNBA, and not just because she used to be play-by-play for the Phoenix Suns, who are my basketball team, but because she stands up for her team and she doesn't. And I love it. But the other stock rising is this team forced me to spend my own hard money to be able to watch the rest of their games, the rest of the season. Like, I'm not a baseball guy. I'm not. But my team is doing the thing. The Toronto Blue Jays are doing their thing. And they made me spend the money to be able to watch the rest of their games. I'm out here way out in California, right? So I have to work hard to watch the Blue Jays.
Insider videos win? What? Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking out loud. I'm sorry.
It's all good. And stock falling? LeBron James. LeBron James' stock's falling. Luka Doncic's max contract. The Lakers, they want to move on. They can't move on. They want to move on. LeBron, it's time to move on. It's time to move on.
All right, Taryn, what do you think?
I think for stock, I have a couple of teams of stock rising. So on the MLB, I'll go with the Boston Red Sox. I can't believe I'm saying that as a SoCal guy, but the Red Sox actually have the best record in terms of all the wild card teams. They have the top wild card spot, and again, you got to remember they traded they traded away Devers to the Giants, and I don't think a lot of people thought that the Red Sox won this trade, but they did, and they're the ones benefiting while the Giants are going backwards and they're under 500. So you got to be impressed with them. And then I guess I hate to have to like bring this into the fray, but in terms of high school girls volleyball, modern day, I saw them over the weekend at the Queens of the Court tournament, and they only dropped one set. They've got a lot of talent on that team of theirs, and they wound up winning the whole thing. It doesn't count for anything. It's a preseason tournament. It's kind of like the Hall of Fame game, but still, they really impressed me, and it's just a lot of talent. I can't wait to see them come a high school girls volleyball season. But now for my decliners, I would say the New York Yankees. The Yankees are going the opposite direction. And the thing is that they actually made some deals at the trade deadline, and they have not been they didn't really benefit from it. They basically have gone the wrong way. They lost 4 straight. They're going in the wrong direction. And honestly, the Yankees are having a little bit of that World Series hangover, and they didn't even win the World Series. So I think for the Yankees, they got to be a stock declining as well. Or stock declining. So yeah. I think that's pretty much it for the time being. I'll probably have more stock rising and stop declining in future episodes when I'm in the chat or whatnot.
Perfect, man. No, pretty good stuff there, guys. Real quick, I'll throw mine in here for stock rising. I'm going to kind of follow suit here. Brewers and that's the Red Sox in there as well. I mean, I think they're both playing very, very well. And I'm going to throw a driver into the mix here because I know my boy, Larry loves his auto sports. I do too. And it's hard. It's not really hard, but we all, I'm an IndyCar guy. We all know this. Of course, it's easy to say Alex Palou because hello with what he's doing, but no, I'm not going to say Alex Palou. I'm going to say Christian Lundgaard. Yeah, let's go. I'm going to ring the bell and not myself.
Oh, yes.
This is another podium. The dude is young as I'll get out, and I think, honestly, a future star in the IndyCar series. Palou's not going to go anywhere anytime soon, but eventually he will, and I think Lundgaard is setting himself up to be a future stud in IndyCar.
He's doing so well, and honestly, if we're going to add some auto sports in there, Ferrari, you are falling faster than a fat person, I don't know, tripping over a stone. I don't know. I'm just kidding. But I'm sorry. I'm mad.
A stone in water.
I'm so mad. I really hate Ferrari right now because you went and got Lewis Hamilton, okay, and you gave him a crap car, and you suck, and you are just horrible. I'm sorry. I really do not like Ferrari right now. In Formula One, they're making me very mad. So yeah, so they're falling off a cliff. But stock rising. Let's go, McLaren. Good for you guys because you're winning. You're doing great. I'm proud of you. Stock rising. I mean, I'm with it. I love the segment, man. And hey, if we're gonna keep on doing that, man, let's go. Stock rising, of course, one more time. NHRA, John Force Racing, Proc. These guys are killing it. Let's go. I'm excited. Okay, I'll stop there, but I'm just saying I love my auto sports, so good stuff.
No, I know you do, my man. Just to head back on my declining, I won't agree with Terrence, the Yankees. I mean, they just got swept by the Marlins. So
for the first time in history.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's where I'm at there. So, Larry, go back to you though. Anybody else on a declining note besides Ferrari?
I think they're the biggest decliner for me right now. but no. Overall, yeah, I don't know. I want to say for sure that the Raiders will get better, but as of right now, I think there's a lot of things that they've got to work on to get better. So I don't want to say declining. They're kind of still, because I think everybody expected me to say Raiders in there somewhere. But I guess if I got to say declining more of anything, I hate to agree with everybody, but it would be a travesty for me to not mention the Yankees because they're seriously falling off a cliff. And the Dodgers right now aren't looking so good either. They're bothering me. I'm very, very worried at the moment because I don't know what's going to happen with these guys in about a month. It's kind of scary.
Yeah. All right, we'll wrap this segment up. Josh, what do you got? Anything else?
I just love that I mouthed the Raiders and then Larry mentioned the Raiders. Nothing warms my heart more than listening to Larry talk about his football team. Because I get it. Like my team hasn't won a playoff game in 26 years. I get it. I know how he feels, and we share that pain. So that's all I got to say.
Fair enough. Well, guys, let's let's get our break in here. We got several more segments on the backside, so hang tight with me here, guys, if you don't mind. Thank you so much for the input so far, man. It's been so much fun. So thanks for those with the comments tuning in live. Much appreciated. You have tuned in to Second Scheming right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all of the sports. We'll be right back.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the IE Sports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at IE Sports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
All right, welcome back. Second Scheming right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Thank you once again for tuning in, whether it is live or on the replay. Cannot thank you enough, and keep those comments coming in. Just makes it that much more fun, right? All right, next segment, we're going to go back to a little bit of MLB here, but I love this one, the clutch or cringe. And I'm just going to, I think I know the answer to this one because we've all kind of already said it, and I hope Adam K is watching up in Chicago, but Jed Hoyer at the Chicago Cubs. It's still a good team there in Chicago. So or his actions, or I should say maybe lack thereof, clutch because he's like, hey, I got a good squad. We're good here. Or just cringe because they're just not acting like a big market team. Taryn, I'll start with you, man.
I want to say cringe just because, I mean, if his team has a good squad, they got to find ways to become buyers and make the postseason. Because if you want to go deep, it feels like the National League just seems to get better and better. And I feel that in this year is the year that the National League is so much better than the American League. And with every team, it seems like there's always a new team from the National League that always pops up and starts to usurp and become a contender, like the Padres and the Brewers have obviously had their tear and whatnot. So I feel that for Hoyer, I think it is a little bit cringe. I feel he should have maybe done more to like help his team out, because it could only be a matter of time before the Cubs lose their wild card spot. Because if you look at the wild card standings, the Cubs do have the best, or are the top spot in terms of the wild card, but it just seems like there's more teams contending. I mean, I think could be set in stone with the Cubs, Mets, and Padres, but it only takes one bad series or two to fall off the wagon and lose your wild card spot and a spot in the playoffs. So overall, I think it's cringe for Hoyer.
Josh, what do you think? Oh, do we lose him there?
I'm going to go off the reservation here, and I'm going to say it's clutch.
Because
if we keep having these teams in Chicago and LA, am I here?
You're here.
Yeah, you're good.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Oh, we can hear him. He can't hear us.
Hello.
Uh-oh. We'll let him fix that out. So, Larry, I'm going to go you, though. What do you think?
You good?
Clutch or cringe, Larry?
Oh, that we're good.
Are we good now? Oh, he's not.
Okay. Well, he might have to fix this stuff. That's okay. Well, I got a case for both. I mean, if anything, look, if it's clutch, he's had clutch moments as a Cub. Brought in Dansby, Swanson, Cody Bellinger. I mean, there was a lot, right, Helen? But overall, Suzuki was signed as well. Farm system development. The Cubs have had one of the best farm systems, I think, in baseball recently. And you can talk about all that good stuff. Smart trades. Remember the 21 fire sale? Remember that when Rizzo and Baez and everybody and all that crazy stuff. But at the same exact time, deadline dud this year. Oh my gosh, they were horrible. The Cubs were fringe contenders, really, but made no meaningful moves. Really missed opportunities to either buy for the playoffs or sell to restock assets. The team is sputtering post deadline with rivals Brewers and believe it or not, even the Reds are improving. They're kind of stuck in the middle. The Cubs often feel caught between rebuilding and contending, and it sucks, but that's just kind of their thing. And critical, I don't know. I would say an argument would say that Hoyer is too cautious and unwilling to go all in, even when the movement calls for it. And really, I'm just going to go back again to those who we know the best, the fans, because they're frustrated as all hell right now. After 2016, the fan base expected so much more aggressive moves, and they just kind of went back. It's like they had that 1 year, and it's all right. Well, we had our year. We're good. We're happy for another 108 years or whatever the hell it was. So, I don't know. Patience is wearing thin, and I feel like 2025 really feels like a chance to make a statement, and Hoyer kind of passed on it. So right now, if I got to pick one, it's cringe, but with a clinch potential, I would say, because Jed Hoyer has built a talented core and a deep farm, but his lack of boldness in big movements, guys, like when it comes down to big moments, not movements, in big moments, with moves, I don't know, man, especially in this last trade line, it's drawn a lot of criticism. So if the Cubs fall short of the playoffs again, it may be time to question if he can get the team over the hump, actually do it. So that's my input. I guess you can make an argument for both, but that's kind of where I'm at with him.
Yeah, I can agree. I think you can make an argument for both sides of it. I think I mentioned it earlier. I just feel like myself included, it's like they just don't act like that big market team, and especially when they are fighting with the Brewers and they've got enough talent to, win that division, potentially make a run, but then there's just nothing there that they do. And so, yeah, it's we'll see how this shakes out. Obviously, he could look like in the season. I think he's back.
Am I back? Can you hear me?
He's back.
Yes. I'm back.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
It was so clutch. So clutch. You know why? Because I'm freaking sick of Major League Baseball and their has and has nots. Okay? And you know what? We need to prove that teams can win without giving $400 million to so-and-so and so-and-so. Like, no, you're a big market. but you don't have to be stupid about it. You don't have to be the Yankees and be stupid.
Right.
Okay. So, like, if the MLB is ever going to get in line with literally every other sport and get a salary cap and a salary floor and force all these teams to spend between X and Y, and the difference is who manages their team better, the MLB will never become one of the top sports again. It won't. And until LA and New York can't and Chicago theoretically completely dominate the sport, you won't ever see baseball back where it was. So it's clutch, not because the Cubs made it happen, because you need to prove that you don't have to spend X amount of money over against what the A's or the Diamondbacks or whatever Pirates will spend to be able to win. That's why I'm rooting for Seattle. I'm rooting for San Diego. I'm rooting for Toronto. These teams that don't spend all this money to prove you don't have to spend an insane amount of money to win. So it's clutch.
Nope. Good stuff. And real quick, shout out to Ricky K from the Bullpen Bulletin here on IE Sports Radio, jiving in with a lot of his thoughts here, and I'll play his because I know when we say cap, I knew he would jump in when we said that, and he did.
And if I may interject, I mean we do need a Reds fan at IE Sports Radio. I'm just saying, just throwing that out there. Okay.
Zach,
anyway, continue.
Zach just got recruited. All right, moving on. Good stuff there, gentlemen. So, let's move on to story time. We haven't talked college football yet, so let's talk about college football. It's going to be here. It's a few weeks away with Texas Ohio State opening. Wow, wait for that. But story time for college football this season. What happens if Penn State underachieves yet again? Larry, I'm going to start with you because I love that look on your face.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay, can I tell a story? Remember I did that the first time where I told the story, literally told the story? Okay, here we go. Story time. Okay. Imagine it's late November 2025. The crisp Happy Valley air hangs heavy with the scent of missed opportunity. The leaves are orange, the fans are quiet, and once again, Penn State finishes 10-2. Loses to Michigan and Ohio State again. Another year with college football playoff hopes dashed by Halloween. Let's talk about what happens when James Franklin's Nittany Lions fall short again. Oh, I just had to paint the picture. The fan base is going to implode. Let's just be real. But it's familiar because they're used to this, right? You got to love it. I love when I play college football and Penn State's harder on there than what I see they give them a fight in real life. It's kind of funny. But Penn State fans are among the most passionate, the most tired, if you will, in college football. This isn't new. Another season without a Big Ten title. The online meltdown is going to begin. Fire Franklin. All that talent for this. We're just Michigan State with different colored jerseys. I mean,
yeah.
I can go all day with this. Don't get me going. So the problem, it's not anger anymore. It's apathy.
Right.
That's worse.
Right.
That's worse when you just disappoint your parents to where they don't even care anymore. They're like, I don't even like you anymore. Like, wow, like you're not even mad. No, I'm not. Like, it's just so. I mean, so I don't know. The Drew Aller conundrum, if you will, the quarterback.
Yep.
I don't know. He plays well, but the team still loses games.
Yeah.
He becomes this. What's that guy? Who's the guy? The quarterback, McSorley. He becomes McSorley 2.0.
Yeah.
he becomes Trace McSorley 2.0. That's great, but not enough. If he underperforms, his NFL stock plummets, and so does Penn State's offensive reputation. Suddenly, Alar's potential becomes another what if, and then the Lions' quarterback lineage, which I don't know which is worse, that or USC's quarterback's heritage of the last 2 decades. The transfer portal gets to spin out of control. Another 10 win season without a major bowl or playoff bid means top talents start leaving, because nowadays that's just where we are.
Right.
People are just going to start leaving. High profile 5-star players came for what? Glory. That's about they hit the portal. So they start going to Georgia, SC, Alabama, you name it. And then worse, Franklin's recruiting pitch, we're this close, starts to sound like a broken record. Let's just be real. A 17-year-old doesn't value nostalgia. Okay. They're there to win games. All right. They don't give a crap about your history or whatever. So coaching turns into Inferno. Franklin has been at Penn State since 12, 13, 14, 15.
He's been there too long.
Too long. Whatever. I don't care how long exactly. He's won, like, I don't know. He's won 11 games in a season, I think, like maybe, 4 or 5 times, I think. I mean, he's 4 and I had some funny stuff. Oh, my gosh. I don't want to sound like an idiot pulling up stats or whatever, but he doesn't do very well against top 10 teams. Okay, the record isn't very good. Another 10-2 season without another Big Ten title. The media starts to really go crazy, and the fans really ask, is this just who we are under Franklin? Forever third best. So anyway, guys, I can keep on going, but I'm not, because I'm just going to take the whole damn show. I'm sorry. Mike's like, okay, shut up already. But guys, like that's
I'll say more on 3 and out, y'all. They'll say more on 3 and out, I promise.
Yes.
No, I'm right there with you, because I'm pretty sure there's already a sign there that says "Welcome to Happy Valley," owned by Ohio State. But neither here nor there. But Taryn, what do you think, man?
I'm thinking if Penn State underachieves again, I think it might be time to have a question about James Franklin. I think that the big thing about Penn State is last year was kind of their big breakthrough year, and it was an amazing year for them. They took down the line. They made it all the way to the semifinals, only to lose to Notre Dame in that heartbreaker. But will lightning strike twice for Penn State? Will they have the same success? Because let's be honest, Ohio State had the Big Ten title spot in the bag. It's just that they lost to Michigan on the last day of the regular season, and then Penn State managed to waltz into the Big Ten championship game only to get rolled by Oregon. So I think for Penn State, the big thing is that they're good enough to have a winning season, maybe somewhat good enough to get to 10 wins, but not good enough to vie for a championship. And that's kind of been the whole copy-paste thing. They always seem to have good players, but they just can't ever take that next biggest step. And it sucks because Penn State is always this interesting team where they always find ways to beat up on the little guys. But when it comes to like teams like Michigan and Ohio State, they always find ways to poop the bed. And let's all be honest, even against USC, they needed overtime and a comeback to beat those guys. Imagine if Penn State lost to SC. They would have they wouldn't have even been in the college football playoffs. No. We probably would have seen Bama or Miami. So overall, I think for Penn State, what happens if Penn State underachieves? Then we got to start asking questions about if James Franklin is the guy going forward.
I agree. Josh, what are your thoughts?
So story time. Let me paint you a story of September. So, Penn State fans, University of Nevada at Penn State. First game of the season, Penn State wins by 50. FIU comes up to Penn State. Penn State still hasn't been on the road. They win by 50. Villanova comes up to Penn State. Penn State still hasn't been on the road. They win by 50. It's a beautiful story. Everyone loves it. Oh my gosh, Drew Eller's so amazing. He's thrown 15 touchdowns and no interceptions. Good for him. Penn State hosts Oregon. still hasn't been on the road at all, by the way. Oregon walks into Happy Valley and kicks Drew Aller's ass.
Ooh.
And the
They'll get
story is
project.
the same old story that it always is with Penn State, which is they create a cupcake early in the season, and when a big bully comes into their realm, they get punched in the face. It isn't going to be like the big bully isn't just Michigan and Ohio State anymore. You all forget this. There's a big bully out west that's coming for you. They've won in the horseshoe. They've won in the big house, and they're about to win in Happy Valley. And they're going to make all those Penn State people, there may be ESPN sitting there at that game in late September 27th, and they're going to be talking about this is the early season game. Who's the best team in the Big Ten? And we'll remember the best teams in the Big Ten are Oregon, Ohio State. Penn State ain't one of those teams.
Sorry, you just mentioned Ohio State, so you get buzzed.
Hey, I'm sorry, Mike. This is outnumbering. So sorry. But to my West Coasters over here, guys, we are the Pac-12.
Oh, I'm not mad at that.
I don't care. We
Pac-12
are
take over the Big Ten, baby. Let's
because
go.
guess what? Though people always ask me, why do you hate the Big Ten? We've always hated the Big Ten. Don't you remember the Rose Bowl? We've always hated the Big Ten. And now that we're a part of it, Fight on SC, we still hate Oregon. I still hate them so much. But you know what? In the weirdest way, I kind of feel like a team now. It's the weirdest thing. Like, I'm like, you know what? Let's go, Oregon. Everybody who was on the West Coast, let's go. Because we didn't like, hey, it's all fun, right? But at the end of the day, man, I love it. I love that. And the same thing, Big Ten people should be like, why are you in our house? We hate you. Like, right? It's fun. It's fun. I love the rivalry.
Well, the thing is, the Big Ten people think they're too good for us. And they're really not.
Okay, I'm going to semi-correct you on that. The Ohio State people think they're too good for you.
Oh!
Okay. The best people in Indiana, we're actually happy people pay attention to us come football season. That's it. That's all we're good.
I hate the Buckeyes. Like,
Aaron.
legitimately. Like, Marcus Mariota was the reason I became a Ducks fan. I hate the Buckeyes.
I do too.
But respect. Like, they win.
No, yeah. I mean, they won last year, great. But I still hate them.
Mike's going to kick us off the show right now.
No, I'm not. You hate Ohio State. I'm good.
Sorry.
Don't sleep on Illinois and Nebraska this year. I will say that.
Let's go, Cornhuskers.
That's deep.
The Huskers.
Now I'm buzzing both of you.
You don't win in the trenches, you're doomed against them.
I love this
That's
show.
True. All right. Well, for the sake of time here, we got one more segment to go here. We'll get this going. Weekend ripple effect. So what happened this weekend could have some major effects on the rest of the season. And if you can't think of one off top of your head, I'm going to throw this one out here. Not so much a team or anything, but Major League Baseball played in that game at Bristol. So if you can't think of results from a team or whatever that could project good or bad going the rest of the way, should the MLB just stop getting cute and just not do these special venues and features, whatever, just stick to the damn stadiums? So a couple things for you to think about. And Josh, I'm going to start with you.
Well, I'll say about that Bristol thing, people are giving the MLB a lot of flack for the rain out. And I get it, but what is MLB going to do? Are they going to predict the weather? Like, it's not their fault. Like, I love that they're thinking outside the box for the first time in the entire history of the Major League Baseball. Good for them that it didn't work. It's not their fault because weather happens. But would you predict a major storm in that sector of the country in that time of year? Like, no. Like, I applaud Major League Baseball. So from that standpoint, I'll give it that. Outside of that, I would say I'm still waiting on Jonathan Kuminga, to be resolved. And I will still maintain that at some point he will be traded, and that will shake up the NBA a little bit. So we'll see what happens with that. But I would hope that the Suns don't trade for him and that he goes to a wasteland like Sacramento instead.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Taryn, what do you got?
So I'm thinking what happened this past. Nothing that happened this past weekend, but from what I saw, the Hall of Fame game from this year drew almost 7 million viewers, which was the largest audience for the annual event since 2021. So, and that was even with a beatdown from what happened. So I think with the NFL coming back, even though it's just preseason, I think we're going to see a lot more viewers and a lot more like eyes on this event. And it's probably going to suck when it comes to other sports. But as the old saying goes, football is king, and we can't do anything about it. All we could just do is hope that other sports can find ways to generate more views and recognition in regards to some of their sports as well. So look for the NFL to make more pushes now that the preseason is now in full swing.
Yep. Good stuff. Larry, what do you got?
Okay, I'm going to try to make these short, but I got like 5 of them while you guys were talking. I got some good stuff. Ripple effect. I know. So you shouldn't have let me on here today.
No, I mean, you're good,
bro. Number 1, NFL. Jaden Daniels takes over training camp, man. This guy he's on one, man. He's their guy. This quarterback era has began for these guys. Let's go, man. I'm so damn excited for this guy, man. Coming from our neck of the woods right here in the Inland Empire where I grew up. He's lighting up the Commanders training camp. Per insiders, I've been reading a lot about this guy. He's really in full control of this offense. They trust him. He's their guy, man. So I'm really excited for that. Let's see, man, how he goes and how this works out. The Cowboys are just Penn State in NFL jerseys. Always a bridesmaid, never a bride. The Eagles are good, and the Giants are the Raiders, basically, just wearing blue. So, I mean, there you have it. So, I mean, hey, you know what? Let's see what the Commanders can do. MLB, Aaron Judge is now sidelined. So, the Yankees offense seriously, they look terrible. And especially after a mediocre showing last weekend, I mean, let's just be real, man. Despite a flurry of deadline moves, if Judge misses serious time, Toronto and Boston could leapfrog these guys into the wild card in the division race. And if Judge is 100% by late August, they're screwed. I mean, screwed, all capitals. I mean, you can make an acronym out of screwed, I guess. I don't know, but they're screwed. So that's more pressure on a struggling Giancarlo Stanton right now. I don't know. Formula One. I mean, hey, look, Red Bull, you guys are slumping bad. If you don't want to get to Ferrari land, which you probably already are, I don't know what's going to happen, man. Is Max going to jump ship pretty soon? You guys are just not looking good either, Red Bull. I don't know what the hell your problem is, but how do all those teams just fall apart and the McLaren just rises? I don't know, but Red Bull's in very hot water. But overall, I don't know. Those are a couple ripple effects there. The Lynx, They clinched this playoff spot early, in my opinion. They look good. They become title favorites. Good for them. That's going to stay moving with them and probably even gain them even more momentum moving forward. And yeah, so and anything else? No, that's pretty much about it. But regardless, those are my ripple effects that I can get a grasp on at the moment off the top of my head. And I'm really, really excited though for Jaden Daniels. Just to circle back, I really hope that he stays healthy and plays well for those Commanders.
I'll throw mine in real quick, just talking about the MLB. I commend it for getting creative, to Josh's point. Weather's unfortunate. I'm an old school guy. I love the Field of Dreams game. When they did that, I thought that was awesome. I'm like, I'd just be good with that personally, but hey, whatever. I mean, you're trying to get more views, and they sold a lot of tickets, so can't be totally mad about that. And then I'll be a homer here. Just my Indiana Fever on a 5-game win streak without Caitlin Clark. So that can't be bad. Anyone else? Any weekend ripple effects? And before we head to our final segment,
it's funny that Larry mentioned that the Dallas Cowboys are basically Penn State with the exact same color of jerseys. The Micah Parsons holdout is just quite funny. And you got to remember that Micah Parsons did go to Penn State, so Larry was on something when he said that the Dallas Cowboys were Penn State with Penn State as a pro team.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Well done. Well done, Taryn. Well done.
Larry deserves the credit for that. He set that one up perfectly. Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair.
I'm sorry. He's already seen this movie before. He's already seen how this one ends. He's like, no, this is Penn State all over. No.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right, fellas, last one. Go around the horn here. Taryn, we'll start with you. I need your mic drop moment.
No, we're gonna see the Blue Jays separate here.
Wait, say that again?
We're gonna see the Blue Jays separate here.
What's up?
Oh,
that's my statement of the weekend. We're gonna see the Blue Jays separate here.
Blue Jays gonna separate. There's your moment. All right.
What would my mic drop segment, mic drop moment be? If I recall correctly, I think the Red Sox and the Yankees face one another this weekend. I think that the Red Sox are going to prove to the Yankees that they might be their daddy. Oh no, the Red Sox are playing the Padres this weekend. But still, I think the Padres are going to continue, or not the Padres. The Red Sox are going to continue their winning ways, while the Yankees are going to continue their decline. Red Sox on the come up, Yankees on the come down.
Love it. I think I'm with you on that. All right, Larry. Let's hear that mic drop moment.
To be completely unoriginal, I'm sorry, but this is just too good. This is too good of a train to ride. Remember that song, The Power of Love or whatever, Don't need a credit card to ride this train, This is where we are right now. All right. Mic drop, man. Aaron Judge's unexpected injury shakes up the entire freaking MLB playoff race. That's how important. Just as the Yankees were gearing up for a late season surge, Aaron Judge, no, they lose him. The reigning AL MVP and the heart of New York's lineup was sidelined with a flexor strain. Ouch. This isn't just an injury. This is a seismic shockwave through the AL East and in the entire MLB picture right now, playoff picture. The Yankees lose their most clutch hitter at the worst possible time. Their vaunted offense, okay, we're using big words now, suddenly feels fragile, putting enormous pressure on their bullpen and secondary hitters. I mean, let's just be real there. And of course, it opens the door wide open for the Blue Jays. Okay, talking to Mr. Ritter over there. It really does. And the Red Sox, the challenge for the division in the wildcard spot. So, mic drop in closing, guys. When the biggest bat in baseball hits the DL, the playoff race goes from predictable to wide open. And the Yankees, oh no, the Yankees' aura of invincibility just cracked. And if we don't see him back soon, it's going to shower down and everyone is going to bathe in those Yankee tears. I'm sorry. Am I right? Am I right?
Can I get one more?
Yeah, go for it.
Best team in sports, Florida Panthers. I know we're dead. There's nothing going on. But Florida, best team in sports, two-time champions, baby!
I couldn't resist, but I can't, whatever. It's all good. I'd be proud of them too if I were you, man. Yeah. All right. Well, fellas, real quick. So I'm trying to think of mine because I don't want to use something I've already used, right? So I've already kind of said like the Mariners, and now with Judge being hurt, it's Cal Raleigh's the AL MVP. So I've used that.
Micah Parsons goes
nowhere.
The Cowboys. Yeah.
He'll go back to Penn State.
Back to Penn State. As their coach after they fired Franklin this year.
Okay, we gotta end the show.
All right, so with that, I'm gonna do this since those were all awesome. But you know what? Since I've been trashing Ohio State, I'm gonna continue to trash Ohio State. My mic drop moment is they're gonna get blown out against Texas opening weekend, and they're gonna choke away the Big Ten this year. There you go. I've got to stay consistent. Gentlemen, this has been a blast. I cannot thank you all enough. Go follow all these guys. Check out the 3 and Out's coming back. 3 and Out, our flagship show. Be sure to check out Larry, Aaron. You'll see us insiders chiming in there from time to time as well. So please check them out. Bullpen Bulletin, check them out. Oh, the IE Sports Radio Programming each and every day. Guys, you're awesome. Thank you so much. Let's do this again. Those of you who commented, thank you so much. Watching on the replay, thank you so much. Great time. We'll see you all next week right here. Second Scheming, IU Sports Radio, your direct feed for all of the sports. Have a great week, everybody.
Peace.